I just wanted to say to everybody out there, welcome to Rooster Radio. Very first podcast, very first episode. Lots of things are going to change, I would think, from today moving forward. This is a very new idea for me. I'm going to use this as therapy. Whether I get one person to listen every week or 100,000, I'm going to use this as a therapy session for me because there's lots of things you want to say. There's lots of things that you would like to say, but you just don't say them. I'm going to start saying them. I'm going to say them through a podcast. See if I can't get some of this anger out of me that's built up over the years. But anyway, this is Rooster Radio. This is the Rooster's Nest, and you are talking to Rooster. We're going to start having some call-ins here. Not this session because it's the very first one. I do have some questions that some people that knew that we were doing this that has asked me we're going to answer later on. The way this is going to work, it's a basically open forum type show where we talk about anything we want. What's going on that week, that day, that hour, whatever we decide to talk about. There will be some shows, will be some drinking going on. Might be moonshine, might be liquor. If it is moonshine, it's going to be from probably the great state of North Carolina or Tennessee. And if it's beer, it's going to be cold and probably coming from a can. Just like this one here. This is Bud Light today because it's Sunday. And not trying to get too rowdy. I have to work tomorrow. So, as I hope all of you do. Hope everybody's got a job. This economy sucks, so possible you may not have one, but it's getting better. So keep your head up. And you know who said that first? Tupac. So anyway, this is not going to be what you say, take it too serious type of forum. Just want to kick back and talk about what's going on during the week. I'm going to have guests on here from time to time, friends of mine, people that are, we always sit around and talk about what's going on, and so I've got some people that are interested that will come in here from time to time and might be drinking a beer with me and just, talking about what's on their mind. And we'll figure it out as it goes along. Like I said, it's a brand new show. Anyway, this is Rooster Radio. I'm going to take a pause for just a moment, and I will be right back. By God. Oh, all right, we're back. That's where that first commercial would have went if we had one. We don't have any sponsors, people. That was just a joke. Okay, so, if you would like to sponsor this show, send me an email. I will sponsor anything you have as long as it's not associated with pedophiles or God haters. And I'm not a big-time Christian, but I do believe in God, and so I will not be doing anything that goes against that. Pedophiles should all be burned to death before or after being castrated. So, as long as you don't have anything to do with pedophilia, or hating the good Lord, or wanting to get rid of guns, or hating Dale Earnhardt Jr., God rest his soul. Although he's not dead, he's dead to me because he quit racing. No, that's a joke, Junior. We'll always love you, even though you just fucked up my life royally. I don't know what I do on Sundays now. I have no excuse to drink beer other than just a weekend alcoholic. But anyway, speaking of sports, big time NASCAR fan. You can't be if you're from North Carolina and you're not a NASCAR fan, you're probably not really from North Carolina. So that's what I got to think about that. I'm a big time Oakland Raiders fan. Yes, I am in Carolina. I do like the Panthers, but I was a Raiders fan before we had the Panthers. So that being said, Raiders first, Panthers second. Anybody who plays the Patriots third. Hate the Patriots. Hate Jimmy Johnson. Not so much now that he's not winning anything. Can't stand Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is an arrogant prick. And if you ever listen to this show, buddy, I'm sorry that I said that. I'm not really sorry that I said that. I will tell you to your face if I ever see you. I cannot stand you. You're a smug prick. The one thing I will say, the best thing about you is the kid that you've got. That is one daggum cool-looking kid. He might turn out to be the Bush, the heir apparent to the Bush name, and actually make people quit hating that Bush name like you and your brother have ruined for years. And so get the kid into racing so we can pull for a Bush that we can be proud of. Because he looks like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Probably has to do with his mother. So, anyway, Kyle Busch, we don't like you around here. I know you and Junior made up, and that was so sweet and so fake. You are a Junior hater because he's everything you're not. And That probably didn't make much sense, but that's what I want it to be. I like to give insults that people can't understand. That way you got to really think about it and then find out, was that an insult? Who knows? Figure it out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my first listeners, Kyle Busch. Fuck him. Oh, by the way, this is an uncensored website, too. The only thing I won't do on here is take the Lord's name in vain. That's about it. So you cunts can say whatever you want on it when you call in, once we get the call-in line going. But what this format's going to work, we're going to go, it's basically going to be just me rambling. We're going to call it Rooster Ramblings on the Rooster Radio Hour. We're going to ramble about what's going on during the week, current events, what's going on with sports, music, movies. It's about all I care about. So if you want to bring something up, I'll chime in on it. It's probably going to not be the most educated what's the word I'm looking for? Opinion. It's not going to be the most educated opinion, but it's an opinion, and everybody's got them, right? So if you don't like my opinion, you don't have to listen. And if you think your opinion is better than mine, get your own podcast. But we're going to have some characters on here from time to time. And when I mean characters, I don't mean ones I've made up. I mean, these are people that I've met throughout my life. They'll come over and hang out from time to time. We'll get them in here in the rooster nest and let them, tell you what they have to say. I will let you know I do know a few people that are minor celebrities. We're not going to be using real names. We're going to be using our alter egos, just like mine. I'm the Rooster. So that's so we can say what we want and not have to worry about somebody coming to work and slapping the hot dog out of our mouths. All right. So first thing we'll talk about today is Roseanne. She was in the news this week for being Roseanne. Roseanne's an idiot. We've known that for years, ever since she sung the national anthem. You millennials probably don't know this, but we used to have a thing called the national anthem, and we sang them, but we would have a real singer or entertainer sing these before, football games, baseball games, races, and we would actually stand up and be proud of our country. And this was a long time ago. This was 5 years ago. But when Roseanne did this was in the 90s. She got up there, sang the national anthem. She didn't really sing it. She screwed it up royally. And then she grabbed her crotch and spit like she was a baseball player. That was her attempt at humor. Nobody got it, and she caught a bunch of shit over that back then. And, if we would have been as politically correct then as we are now, she would have not had a show much longer. I think that was 1990s when that happened, 90 or 91. So she, she's a multi-millionaire. She don't really care what people think, and she's been diagnosed with the multiple personality, supposedly. Ask her ex-husband, Tom Arnold. She stabbed his ass over a cookie one time. A Weight Watchers cookie, I think. You have to go back and check the records on that. But the bitch is crazy, and everybody knows that. ABC knew that. They were trying to cash in on this nostalgia that we're having right now. They wanted a different opinion. They got a different opinion, and they got the opinion of a nut. Period. That's the end of the story, really. Then she wants to blame it on Ambien. She wants to blame it on, multiple personalities, whatever. Bottom line is, she's crazy. She's a comedian. She pushes the envelope. What did you expect? So ABC should be the ones apologizing, not Roseanne. Roseanne's doing what she's done her whole life and what's made her rich. So for her to have to apologize is absolutely ridiculous. She said it. She meant it. Don't apologize for it. Move on. If the sponsors don't want to sponsor her, move on. But, don't come up here with all this fake apologizing. Just like Kathy Griffin when she did that stuff, when she, held up the cut off head of Trump, and 2 days later she was so sorry. That bitch wasn't sorry. She's not sorry. Well, she's sorry, all right, but she wasn't sorry over that. She was just using it as an attempt at humor. These half-ass comedian late-night these hosts couldn't hold a candle to the nighttime hosts we used to have back in the day. They're leaning on the crutch that is Trump. They're going for everything they can find every day, and they're just tearing Trump apart. And I'm not saying if I'm a Trump supporter or not, but I am. I am a Trump supporter. I support our president, no matter who it is. I did not like Barack Obama, but when he was the president, I supported him. That's what you do if you're an American. So anyway, I'm rambling. See, that's what we're talking about. This is the Rooster rambling session, and that's going to be most of the show. But back to my point. Roseanne's an idiot. Period. If we had some call-in people, we could rebut, and we could have a good discussion on why she's not an idiot and why she's a genius and all this, but she's an idiot. Period. And I'm not getting paid for every time I say idiot, just so you know. That's just the way I feel about her. I did like her show, though. Damn, that was a good show. I loved it, how they pushed the boundaries of hating people from over in the Middle East, and how they got a daughter on there, or a son, that wears skirts to school, and she's got a biracial granddaughter. She pretty much checked every controversial box off the list that they could make a comment about and make a show over. ABC didn't have a problem with that. So, anyway, we're going to move on from Roseanne. We all know she's an idiot. And for God's sakes, if the bitch goes for a cookie and you're around her right now in her time of need, hide the knives, people. Hide the knives. Jesus. I bet she could do some damage with a butter knife. I know she can with a fork. All right. Next, we're going to slide right into more political incorrectness. The cunt word. Oh, the big C. Over in England, cunt is used like we use, I don't know, toilet paper. I mean, they love, toothbrushes, I guess, compared to them, because their teeth are fucked up over there. But, man, the cunt word, who knew? And what it is these comedians now, they think they can say anything about the Trumps and get away with it. Anything. So this girl goes, you know what? What's one of the most controversial words I can use for a woman? It'll be the C word, the old cunt. And let's throw it in on Ivanka, because we can't do Melania because everybody likes Melania. So, we know that. Everybody likes Melania. But I tell you, man, that C word, that is just, had some technical difficulties there. Sorry about that. But the C word is just, whew. I mean, that is one word that the women of the United States don't put up with. And honestly, I'm saying it because it's in the news right now, but I've never really found it that attractive either. Probably the funniest time I ever heard it used was when Larry David used it on Curb Your Enthusiasm when he called the old boy a cunt at the poker game. But that was pretty funny. But what did poor old Ivanka do to anybody besides being beautiful and rich? I mean, come on. Sounds like old Samantha Bee's jealous. Anyway, not a whole lot you can say about that other than she was trying to be controversial, and it bit her in the ass, and then she apologized. These comedians need to stick to their guns if they're going to be apologetic. Do you think Andrew Dice Clay would, in his heyday, start apologizing? No. You think Sam Kinison, George Carlson, or any of them guys would have done that back in the day? No. They would have just told you to go to hell. Problem is now too many people's got too many opinions, and they can ruin you overnight. So, pretty much this political correctness has just got way out of hand. You can't say anything to anybody now without fear of losing your job, your livelihood, making most of the people, you don't even know some of the people you're going to make mad nowadays. I said something at work the other day that I didn't think was offensive at all. And the lady said, that could be considered racist. And I said, really? Racist. Didn't understand how that could be considered racist, but I'm not going to go into that. That's a different discussion because I've got personal issues with that, and I don't want to get pissed off while I'm trying to have a therapy session here. But anyway, so that's the cunt word is bad. But, only if you're trying to stir the pot. Samantha Bee, you suck anyway. You've got a 30-minute show that I don't know if anybody watching. The only time I see Samantha Bee is when it's previews in between me watching The Big Bang Theory or if basketball is on or something like that. Other than that, I don't know if anybody watches Samantha Bee or half of these late-night shows anymore because they're a one-trick pony. They bash Trump, and they throw a little bit of their own humor in there. Their writers need to get a grip. I know guys right now that could do better jobs on them writing shows than some of the ones I've got. So, I'm probably looking for the work. But, anyway, this is the session where we would have people call in and basically tell me I'm an idiot, and then I would explain to them why I'm not an idiot. And then eventually I'll win this argument. Okay? But we don't have any fans yet. We may never. But I'm looking for some fans. So, if you would like to be my fan, it's kind of like, You can be my neighbor, I can be Mr. Rogers to you, if you would like. Speaking of, we were talking about beer earlier. I'm going to take another drink of this cold beer here. I can't say what brand it is, but I'll tell you what, man, if they wanted to sponsor me, I sure would do it. And that's so cold, too, and it's been sitting on this counter for about 30 minutes, and that's how cold that is. And this don't even have mountains on the side of it, if you know what I mean. So, I know people right now that would kill me for drinking a Bud Light. Everybody's into craft beers now and these IPAs, and they also have their own little cornhole bean bags they take with them to the brewery down at the corner, and they, with their finely cropped beards and mustaches. I'll be glad when this hipster shit's over, too. I didn't even think about the hipster thing, but anybody sick of the hipster shit yet? I mean, can't we go back to being filthy rednecks in North Carolina like we used to be? Good Lord. Every little damn hick town you got now, there's 4 microbreweries in the damn downtown. And they've all got IPAs. Oh. Sherry's nasty pussy. Oh, yeah, that sounds real good. Yeah, let me go get some of that old crotch water. Jesus Christ. Whoop. Broke my own rule. I took the Lord's name in the vain. Time to take another drink. That's going to be, anytime I do something that's against my religion or my upbringing, I will take a drink of beer. That's the way this show's going to work. That's something, take that. I got my assistant over here, Hippie Mike. Write that down. Thanks, buddy. Hippie Mike is so fucking drunk right now, he can't speak. But when, the next episode we have, we'll get Hippie Mike, slap him around a little bit, pour some Jaeger down his throat and see what he has to say. He's got tons of life experience. Man seen the Grateful Dead 130 times. Widespread Panic probably 50 or 60. I mean, his knowledge is just, his jam band knowledge will blow your fucking mind. That's about it that he's got. The rest is just useless knowledge, but we still like to keep him around just for entertainment purposes. Damn. Also, he'll wash the dishes around here too. Which is awesome. I'll go cook a big nice Boston butt and we'll all go in there and just tear that thing in a million pieces, and then we got Hippie Mike in there to clean up for us. He's the cleaner. And he does it because he likes it, damn it, not because we make him do it. That's why I love that son of a bitch. Yeah, old Hippie Mike. Got a bunch of friends I want to get on here. Oh man, we got Hippie Mike. How many more do we got? That's about it for right now. Today. You feel like talking there, Hippie? You can't got your tongue? Okay. So, yeah, he's not going to be talking today, but that's okay. If we have another podcast, we'll get him to talk. So I've pretty much been rambling because I'm trying to feel my way around this, Eventually, these are going to be live. What we're doing right now is just recording, So I'm going to record and upload it and see if anybody listens. And I'm going to record like 5 at a time. So once you see this one, there should be about another 4 you can go and listen and see if we've improved any. Hopefully by the 5th one, it'll be an improvement. And if not, we'll give it to 10, It doesn't cost you a damn thing to listen to this. And, also, if you think I have a sexy voice, you can just listen for that. That's perfect. Talk about some things I like, since how you care. I am a big-time Grateful Dead fanatic. Haven't been to the cinemas many times as Hippie Mike. Matter of fact, I've never got to see him when Jerry was alive. But I have been to see Dead. I'm going to see Dead and Company next weekend. So if anybody's going to see that, I hope it doesn't rain it out like it got rained out on the guys last night in New Jersey. Big-time Dave Matthews fan. I love Metallica, Bluegrass, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, bluegrass, just about any type of music you can think of except for this new rap that's out. I even loved hardcore rap when I was growing up in the 90s, Just watched Straight Outta Compton last night, and I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want them to, because I knew Ice Cube had a hand in directing it, and I didn't want it to be too lean too much toward Ice Cube. But I think they did a damn good job of really balancing it out and not giving not one person too much credit. And they really gave Eazy-E a lot of credit in there. And I thought they would do a lot of Eazy-E bashing, to be honest with you, because I remember back then I was really big into rap, believe it or not. Everybody was, because it was new, especially if you're a white kid like I was. from the hills and the hollers of eastern Tennessee, baby. By the way, that's going to be our tagline, too, just so you people know. I'm the hammering hot dog in Hollywood and handsome hillbilly from the hills and the hollows of eastern Tennessee. Okay? So anytime you hear that, you know they're talking about Rooster. But yeah, man, those were the days. Hardcore rap. I remember the first time I heard Eazy-E. Man, my mind was blown. We was in Johnson City, Tennessee, cruising in a 1986 Escort. 4 white boys with Raiders gear on. And I was a Raiders fan before all that, which was just a coincidence. And riding around, listening to Eazy-E and NWA, and singing every line like we was living it. Now, we did come from the projects, but the projects we came from was a little unknown nugget in East Tennessee that if you ever go there, you really must visit. It's called Keystone. It's one of the best projects in Northeast Tennessee. I mean, it's got everything. It's got inbreeding. It's got single family homes, single parent homes, multiple kids per house. I mean, the occasional head lice scare. It's got everything you want if you are from the projects. And man, those were the days. East Tennessee, Keystone, listening to the daggum NWA and Eazy-E. Then we had we had this little East Coast, West Coast thing go down. And so when we had the East Coast, West Coast, the projects I lived in, was Keystone, man. We had East Side Keystone, West Side Keystone. And, we'd throw down at the damn drop of a hat. Some of us was for Tupac, some of us was for Biggie. I mean, it got rough. Nobody got shot because nobody could afford any guns. The only guns we had up there was single barrel shotguns. So we get you one shot in and everybody would scatter like fucking and it'd be over with. What we did up there was mainly scrapping. We did what the old fisticuffs, bare knuckle boxing. If you had a beef with somebody in Keystone, you'd meet down at what we called the Little Wreck. We had 2 recreational centers. We had the Big Wreck and we had the Little Wreck. The Big Wreck had a swimming pool, and we'd skate there on the basketball courts. We'd tear a basketball court all to hell, the parquet floor with them damn skates. And we'll go more into the Keystone Chronicles later on because some of the worst times of my life was living in Keystone, and damn it, I've got to share that with everybody because it's about ruining me. But Keystone really molded me into the man that I am today. But we had the Little Wreck, okay? And we would meet at the Little Wreck. If you wanted to fight somebody, what you do is you go down there and you start throwing down out there. They had a swing set area out there, and right there in the swing set, you had your little area. It was boxed off where they was going to build in some of them hippie hop things or whatever they's called. It sit on the, on those springs, and you could about bust your head forwards and backwards if you tried. Well, they never built those because they were too dangerous because, notorious inbred kids have big heads. So you can't be riding those hippie hops or whatever they're called. They're not hippity hops. They're on the springs, The fancier hoods had them, ghettos, as you would call it. And this ghetto that I lived in, too, was pretty much all white. We had a few black folks there. We had a few, Hispanics. But for the most part, it was 98% white. We even had one family that had it all. Blacks, Mexicans, and whites. But I'll tell you, you get down there at the Little Wreck, and when it was time to throw down, you just go down there and take off we all rode BMX bicycles back in. You take off your BMX gloves and throw them down in the ring, and then because it was bare knuckle boxing, you couldn't have on no BMX gloves. We consider that dirty fighting. And you get down in there, get down in that daggum sawdust, and just go to whooping up on each other. And, it's kind of like Thunderdome. 2 man enter, 1 man leave. Or women. It depends on, if it was a girl starting some shit with you back then. You're about to bust that cunt in the mouth. But, anyway, that's part of the Keystone Chronicles. And you know what? I'm going to have to write that down. Hippie Mike. Hey, bitch, wake up. Write that down for me. Keystone Chronicles. Hope I don't get sued by them. I'll take every damn thing I got. Couple things about the Keystone, too, I'll tell you. Everything, we were so poor, and this is the truth now. We were poor up there because this was the projects in East Tennessee. So people are poor already. Then you live in a project where everybody's poor. You're poor. But up there, we had a couple things that was only exclusive to us, and if you was from Keystone, you would know what it is. We had our own handshake, and I cannot go into that because I would get shot for telling you that. But Keystone Steak, thick cut crown bologna, that was Keystone Steak. Keystone Corvette was a Datsun. We had a lot of stuff. Keystone Kool-Aid, it was just Kool-Aid. It just was plain because we couldn't afford grape. Now we had Colorado Kool-Aid, that was beer, but we didn't start drinking that until all of our baby teeth had fell out. So, but anyway, we're gonna take another commercial break. I don't want to give too much secrets away from Keystone. We come back, we're gonna talk about sports. Maybe might talk about music. Hell, I don't know. I might have passed out. I might have to take Hippie Mike to the hospital. He's not looking too good. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I want to thank you for that sponsor that we've yet to name. Thanks for all you've done. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about that went on this week. First of all, just want to say Trump is involved, but this is not a Trump bashing session. We don't do Trump bashing unless he does something really stupid around here. And when I mean really stupid, it has to be really fucking stupid. So, because he is the president, and by God, you respect the president. That's all I'm going to say about that. Respect him. It's like you respect the flag. But anyway, he's kind of like a pimp or a bully, or I don't know, but he's getting shit done, and that's what it matters. They're getting ready to start paying people $17 an hour at Chick-fil-A in California. Do you think that'd be possible if Trump wasn't in office? I mean, come on. But what he's really doing is very impressive to me, is the way he's treating Kim Jong-un, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call him Little Kim from now on. Not to be mistaken with Little Kim the rapper. Little Kim him is what I'm going to start calling him. Kim him. That way we know it's a boy. By the way, that's a hell of a haircut that son of a bitch has got. It's kind of like where I grew up, Keystone. We went to this guy up there. His name was Tyler. He'd cut your hair, but everybody in the damn neighborhood had the same haircut. It's crazy. It was like the military for hillbillies. But Little Kim him is scared to damn death of Trump. This son of a bitch is fixing to come to the United States for a summit. Now, if Trump had any sense, what he would do is he'd get him one of those Best Westerns, make him stay there. Give him some per diem like he's on a regular job. Give him like $25 to eat on, because I'm sure he could eat on that. Whatever kind of critters they eat over there in North Korea, I'm sure Kentucky Fried Chicken would be way better than that. Let him have some Kentucky Fried Chicken, or Popeyes even. And hell, with the money that Trump's got, he could have that lady from Popeyes bring him the fucking chicken. And we get him some chicken, get him put up in Best Western, have him a good night's sleep, but when that sumbitch goes to bed, go in there and blow his brains out. Then we don't have to worry about no nuclear bombs. We don't have to worry about him going off, because he's already committed so many acts of war and war crimes in his country. The sumbitch deserves to be killed, just like Saddam Hussein deserved to be killed. He's starving those people to death over there. If you have any, on a serious note, if you follow anything that's going on in North Korea, there's people over there are starving to death. He's in financial hardship right now. He knows Trump's not going to put up with any of his shit anymore. And, we just ought to kill his ass. I hate to say it and hate to be promote violence, but, that'd probably be the best thing for everybody involved. Or put him in prison for as long as they did Nelson Mandela. And then when he gets out, then if he wants to, try to be a good citizen, then let him. But either way, I think he's getting off easy. And Trump is handling that situation like a boss in the way he should. You need a man like Trump to run this country in the situation that it's in today. You don't need no pushovers. You don't need no pussies. You don't need no cunts. You need a man to run the country. And by man, I don't necessarily mean a man. Yeah, I do. I mean a man. Sorry, this is not a politically correct show. You need somebody who's got some balls to run this country right now. And not saying there wouldn't be a good woman president, but there wasn't a good woman running for president. So I'm glad we got who we got. If we got a good woman president or somebody running for president, I'd vote for her. I believe a woman can do just as good a job at anything just about as a man, except for probably standing up peeing. Other than that, they can compete with anything. Boy, I'm probably losing listeners if I had any. I'm really not sexist at all. I just think Trump's the man for the job right now. And if we get us a good woman that comes in, I'd vote for her. But nobody really cares who I'd vote for. This isn't a political show. The reason I brought up Trump is the way he's dealing with North Korea. And I think it's the best thing for everybody involved. And if he was to do that, let's say they were to kill little Kim, let's kill his ass, right? Somebody move in over, take over that country. South Korea could help them build it up, and in 10 years, they could be, that could be a great country to live in. So, it sure looks like a beautiful place to live. They needed more haircut options, but, so yeah, North Korea, we all know that that's a bad situation. As long as we're not going to nuclear war with them, whatever happens, I think is going to be a positive. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this New Jersey Beach, this girl last week, 20 years old, 21 years old. And I still think you're going to find out. I don't dig too deep into the facts because most of the people writing these stories are full of shit. So I just get my own opinion and I base it off of that because I really don't care what, I really don't care what anybody thinks about it. I just kind of want to talk about it. But the video shows him punching her. He did punch her. But if you go back and watch the body cam video, she's been blatantly disrespectful and not listening to a word he said, walking off when he told her to stay there. This is the United States of America, and we have freedom. We got freedom of speech. But when an armed police officer tells you to do something, your ass better do it. Because if you don't, you're liable to get shot or punched in the face or something. And you're probably going to get arrested. And she was asking for trouble, and she got trouble. He did punch her. She threw sand in his face. I don't know if that can be considered assault. She shoved him. That is assault, especially towards a police officer. So she got pretty much what she deserved. So I hope she goes to jail, and I hope they don't do anything against him. Hope he doesn't get any time against it. People are going to have to start respecting the police. People say, well, the police, they shoot unarmed men all the time. It happens. You got bad apples everywhere, but you also got crazy people in this world. And these police officers are trained. They don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. You can watch a video and the guy's on a normal traffic stop and the guy gets out of the car. Next thing you know, he's shooting at the cop for no reason. They don't know what's going to happen. People hate the police right now. So if I was a police officer, I'd be overly tight-ass too. I wouldn't take anything off of nobody. My dad taught me when I was a kid, from a young age, police officers are there to help you, but if they tell you to do something, you do it. They're in charge. You ain't. You're not in charge. So, just do that, and you're not going to have any problems. Unless you get a crazy one, then you're fucked. I mean, you get crazy when you're fucked. If they're crazy and they're already looking for a fight, it don't matter if you say yes sir, no sir, I'll blow you sir, whatever. They're going to fuck you up. So your best bet is to do what the hell they say and let the legal system sort it out. Because you are guilty until proven innocent, not the other way around. I hate to say it. So you might as well just do whatever the hell they say and let the court system sort it out. It's all about money anyway. So, all joking aside. But just do what the hell the cops say. And hope like hell you don't get a crazy one. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow. We're all precious in His sight. But do what they say and just hope like hell they're not crazy. And hope like hell it's not Roseanne. I hope that bitch doesn't decide to get a sitcom where she wants to be a police officer. Because she'll be worse than when David Lee Roth tried to be a EMT. That'll be a train wreck just fucking waiting to happen. Another thing I was wanting to talk about is this dancing doctor. I don't know if anybody's heard about that. She's does plastic surgery. She's been caught dancing. Coming to find out she had somebody die on the operating table. She's got lots of malpractice lawsuits against her. Man, how stupid can you get? Is being a doctor not enough? Everybody wants to be on Dancing with the fucking Stars. Or everybody wants Simon Cowell to just jump up and start crying because they can sing. Everybody's not talented. Case in point, me. I'm not talented at all. I'm not good at hardly anything. But if I was a doctor, do you think I'd be dancing while I was operating on somebody? That's fucking stupid. They ought to take her license away, and she ought not ever be able to get her damn doctor, or get her license back for whatever type of medicine she wants to practice again. Period. I mean, if you got that much brains to go to school for all those years, become a doctor, and still dumb enough to do shit like that, you deserve to lose your license. Especially if somebody died for your stupidity. I mean, I don't know. I wish we had people that could call in. We could talk about this. I'm just rambling. So these episodes are going to go better, hopefully. My sidekick is knocked the fuck out over here. I don't know what the hell he drank last night. But I ought to strangle him with that guitar cord. Nah, I can't do that. I love him too damn much. But anyway, like I said, this is the Hammer and Hot Dog and Hollywood and Handsome Hillbilly from the hills and the hollers of eastern Tennessee. I'm going to do this at least once a week. I hope I can get some people to listen. I hope I can get some people to call in, because the fun part to me is going to be actually talking to people, and bouncing ideas off of you. And these celebrities, I'm going to give hell. I'm not going to be too mean to people calling in, and I would hope you wouldn't be too mean to me. Respect what I said about taking the Lord's name in vain, because if you don't, we might have to drink a beer or two, and we might have to ask for forgiveness. We don't want no pedophiles on here. That makes me sick, and I would love to kill anybody that is convicted of such a crime. Of course, I can't do that. It's against the law, and I'd wind up in prison, and where I would be probably sharing a room with a pedophile. So that would kind of be like full circle there, Simba. Or what do they call it? The circle of life. So, what about this weather? Whew. Boy, it's hot. I tell you, 90 damn degrees outside right now. Usually on a Sunday like this, 90 degrees, I'd be sitting out smoking some sort of meat on the smoker, drinking a cold beer. I'm having to drink inside, and that's inconvenient as hell. Also, by the time this hits the airwaves of the realm of the internet, hopefully I'll have some people that's listen to it, and they can find out how bad this is, or if you like it. If you like it, give me some ideas how many times a week you'd like to hear some ramblings. I'm thinking once a week right now until I can get a good stable format, and then after that maybe 2 times a week, maybe like a 30-minute show one day, and then on the Sunday do like an hour. Of course, on the Sunday show or the hour show, I would want to be live. 30-minute show, maybe not, maybe recorded. I don't know. Just kind of playing all this by ear. The reason I'm doing this is I got a lot of stuff I like to talk to a good friend of mine about. We bounce all these ideas off of each other. And I always had wanted to get into radio, and I didn't really have the means to do it. I just kind of went to work, and, the rest is history. And he's like, why don't you start a podcast? Everybody else is doing it, and it's not going to hurt anything. Either they're going to listen or they're not. So I hope we get some listeners, and I hope we get some fans. Maybe a few people that don't like us, but if you don't like us and you're still listening, hey, that's fine too. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for right now. Drink a cold one, enjoy this 90-degree weather, or however hot it is, wherever you're at out there in the world. Love each other. Be kind to each other. Do not tolerate stupidity. If somebody's being stupid, let them fucking know. Because they may not know they're being stupid. Just like if you go to work and somebody smells like shit, let them know. And the most common, decent way possible, tap them on the damn shoulder and say, your ass stank. Now, what you do is say, you don't smell so good. Go home and wash your ass. Or you might want to talk to HR first and tell HR, hey, this dude sitting beside me smells like a dumpster. What should I do? Then they're going to give you a pamphlet to read through on how to avoid the situation until you just can't fucking stand it no more. And then you walk up to the son of a bitch one day and you say, your ass stank. Your teeth stank. Ooh, you smell like shit. That's what we ought to be able to do. If you walk by somebody and go, fuck, you stink. Go home and wash your ass and be back by lunch. Damn, if we could only do that. people would be telling me all sorts of shit. They're like, you fat fucker. Those pants don't match those socks. Comb your damn hair. Pull your pants up. What in the fuck were you thinking when you woke up this morning? What do you think, hippie? Mike? Fuck. And I got to go to a Grateful Dead show with that sumbitch next week. I can't wait. I'll talk to you roosters later. Rooster is signing out. Off. Whatever. I'm flying the coop. Peace. In the Middle East. Oh, and by the way, before I go, if somebody was to, if they were to actually kill Lil Kim, him, it wasn't my idea, people.